Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Um, about using Be Quiet Dark Rock 4 in an older system like this one. This is a Intel Core i7 3770K on an Asus motherboard. Yeah, I never really had this issue before, but on this motherboard, I played around with it. Um, Once you install the cooler, and keep in mind, I have nothing in this RAM socket right here. You can't put anything on this last RAM socket because the fan won't fit at all. But once you have the cooler installed and you try to put on the fan, it really rubs up against the side of this, almost bending it towards this way, which is crazy. I usually on newer motherboards you have enough clearance for this, but I guess on older motherboards and older systems, I guess you don't. I would definitely recommend for older systems you get the slim version of this cooler, which they do make definitely on motherboards like this, because this really is not enough clearance here. For once you install the cooler and put the fan is like really rubbing up against the side of this RAM. Now, on newer systems, like you take a Intel Core i9 9900K system or whatever, any modern system really, there's enough clearance. You still cannot install a RAM socket, but there's enough clearance from the fan to the RAM that's installed on this socket. But this one, wow, it's barely enough space. So this is something to keep a lookout for, just in case you're in the same position. Yeah, as you can see, barely any space. It barely just fit in. I actually had to remove the rubber that was between the heatsink and the fan just to get the fan to fit. And it's barely, I don't know if you can see it, but it's barely there. It's not really scraping, but it's very close to the RAM. So, well, at least it fit. I redid this classic from 2012, so it's only going to be used as, just browsing the internet and email and stuff like that. So it's more than good enough. This Core i7, it's more than good enough. Thank you for watching. And also keep in mind, this now, it depends on the case. Sometimes older cases like this one, barely any space to route your cables. But anyway, sometimes they might not even have a cutout like this one. This one barely had a cutout. So things to keep a lookout for. If not, you're going to have to remove your entire motherboard. Which honestly, with some of these bigger coolers, you're better off installing the cooler outside the case. With this cooler, you could manage to do it inside the case, but definitely the Pro version, outside the case, definitely. But yeah, just make sure if you intend to install it while the motherboard is already in the case, make sure there's a cutout in back, because you're gonna need it.